We consider and worship many parts of nature as God. The revelation of Jesus as the living essence of all elements reminds us that we have always sought God everywhere, in scriptures, in statues carved from stone. But long before our hand-shaped idols, His presence shaped the world. Every wave that breaks upon the shore speaks His name. Every gust of wind carries a fragment of His breath. Our ancestors knew this. They looked to the sun and saw not a burning sphere, but a blazing reminder of divine light. They touched the soil and whispered prayers to the mother beneath their feet. They bowed to rivers, mountains, and trees, not out of superstition, but recognition. They understood that to worship nature was not to divide God, but to witness Him in everything. The river does not argue with its path, it simply flows, teaching surrender. The tree does not boast of its height, it stands rooted, teaching humility. The mountain does not chase the sky, it waits, teaching patience. In every corner of creation, God left lessons written in silence. When your hands touch the soil, you touch something ancient, the same dust from which humanity was formed, the same ground upon which prophets knelt, the same matter that once cradled the footprints of Christ. And God said, "From dust you came, and to dust you shall return." But somewhere along the way, we forgot. We built walls so tall we could no longer see the stars. We filled the air with noise so loud we could no longer hear the wind. We called it progress, but it came at a cost. The quiet knowing that we are part of something sacred. We began to pray inside rooms while the sky waited outside, wide open. We began to light candles before pictures while the sun itself rose each morning before our eyes. We began to search for peace in words while peace still whispered in the rhythm of the rain. Yet God is patient. Even when forgotten, He speaks again through His oldest messengers. The rustle of leaves, the roar of the ocean, the hum of bees in the afternoon light. Each one says, "Remember. Remember the oneness between Creator and creation. Remember that to touch the earth is to touch the heartbeat of heaven." The child does not need scripture to feel wonder, for in wonder lives worship. Before he learns the name of God, he already knows the feeling of Him, in the wind, in the rain, in the warmth of sunlight across his skin. The wind has no tongue, yet it speaks. It tells of freedom, of unseen strength. It bends trees but never breaks them. It travels from mountains to oceans, from deserts to cities, touching all, belonging to none. Is that not divine? Is that not a mirror of the Spirit that moves where it will, unseen yet undeniable? Child of earth, you were never meant to live apart from the song of creation. Before the noise, before the concrete, before the chaos, there was peace, and peace was God. Step outside. Breathe. The same wind that once carried the scent of Eden still moves through your hair. The same light that rose over the first dawn still falls upon your face. You have not lost God. You have only forgotten where to look. Every seed that breaks open in the dark teaches faith. Faith that something buried can still rise. Earth carries our footprints, our prayers, our memories. It takes every fall without complaint, and still births flowers in the spring. Not a metaphor, a truth, because every breath we take is borrowed from her gift. Every meal we eat is the result of her patient labor. And yet, how often do we thank her? How often do we pause before tearing her skin for our comfort? To worship the earth is to remember gratitude, not as a ritual, but as a rhythm of living. When your feet touch the ground each morning, whisper, "I remember you, Mother." Water, the breath of the planet, the mirror of heaven. It purifies, it destroys, it renews. Every drop carries stories older than we can imagine, falling as rain, flowing as river, rising as mist. When we touch water, we touch the memory of creation itself. In every faith, water is holy. In every heart, it is healing. Because water is not just an element, it is a lesson. to keep moving, to keep giving, to keep forgiving. Have you noticed? Water never clings to shape, yet it gives life to all forms. It bends, it yields, it flows, and in that surrender lies its power. Fire, the spirit of transformation. From the smallest candle to the blazing sun, fire reminds us of God's radiant presence. It consumes to create, destroys to purify, burns to reveal. The fire within us, courage, passion, purpose, comes from this same divine spark. But remember, fire must be honored, not owned. If you hold it too tightly, it destroys. If you respect it, it illuminates. When we light a lamp before prayer, we are not performing tradition. We are awakening the light within our own soul. We are saying, "Let my darkness burn away." Air, the unseen companion of every moment. You cannot hold it, yet it holds you. You cannot see it, yet it gives you life. In ancient times, sages called breath prana, divine energy. Each inhalation was a prayer, each exhalation a release. To breathe consciously is to acknowledge the miracle of being alive. When you feel lost, when the world feels heavy, stop. Close your eyes. Listen to your breath. That rhythm is God whispering, "I am still here." And above it all, the sky, the endless, unbroken canvas of eternity. We call it Akasha, the fifth element, the silent witness. The sky teaches vastness. No matter how many storms pass through it, the sky itself remains unchanged. It does not fight the clouds, it simply lets them come and go. That is divine detachment. To be still within change, infinite within form. To worship the sky is to remember that we too are more than our storms. Beneath every sorrow remains the same wide heaven of peace. Earth holds, water flows, fire transforms, air connects, sky embraces. Together they form the body of God. To worship one is to honor all. To harm one is to wound the whole. When we pollute the rivers, the prayer goes unheard. When we cut the forests, the walls collapse. When we forget the sky, we forget to look up. But if we remember, if we learn again to touch the soil, to bless the water, to thank the wind, we will rediscover what our ancestors always knew, that God was never far away. He was always here, in every leaf, in every flame, in every breath. O Creator, teach us again to see you, not only in heaven, but in this living earth beneath our feet. Remind us that when we care for nature, we care for you. And when we bow before the sacred elements, we are not worshipping matter. We are worshipping your masterpiece. We walk upon sacred ground, yet rarely listen to it. The earth beneath our feet has heard prayers older than memory, and the wind still carries voices that once spoke in harmony with heaven. There was a time when humankind and nature were not strangers, when every rustle, every ripple, every ray of sunlight was part of an ancient conversation. Listen closely now. The silence still speaks. Creation has not forgotten us. It is we who have forgotten how to hear. Child of dust, you came from me, and to me you shall return. I carry your footsteps, your fallen tears, your buried dreams, yet you call me resource, as if I am yours to spend. Do you not see? I am the altar on which every prayer of life is offered. When you plant a seed, I listen. When you wound me, I feel. When you rest upon my heart, I hold you. Even in your forgetting, I do not ask for worship, only remembrance, only care. The earth does not speak in words, her language is renewal. Every spring, she forgives our neglect by dressing again in green. I am your reflection, child. When you are still, you can see your truth in me. But when you are restless, I turn to storm. You pollute me, and I still run to cleanse you. You damn me, and I still find a way through. For that is my nature. To move, to adapt, to give life even when denied. Do not fear the depths, they are not darkness, but discovery. Flow with me, and you will learn the secret of grace, to move without resistance, to give without expectation. We built walls against her, yet she still brings rain. We polluted her veins, yet she still quenches our thirst. Water does not abandon, it transforms. I am both the destroyer and the giver. In my heat lives hunger, in my light lives hope. You fear me, yet you need me. I am the spark in your spirit that says, rise again. But remember, I am divine discipline. If you feed me with greed, I devour. If you honor me with purpose, I guide. Let your anger be like me, warm enough to bring change, not burn. Let your passion be like me, bright enough to inspire, not blind. I am not your enemy, I am your mirror, showing what burns within you. I am breath. I am life unseen. You chase meaning in noise, yet forget that silence carries the deepest message. When you breathe, you touch eternity. For the air that fills your lungs once passed through leaves, oceans, and stars. We are all connected in this invisible rhythm. Breathe with awareness. Let every breath remind you, you are not separate from the divine. The wind teaches invisibility, that the greatest powers are those unseen. It moves mountains without showing its face. It gives life without asking for praise. I have watched you since your first sunrise. You look up and call me empty, but I am full of light, of silence, of unending mercy. Your storms are but moments to me, your worries but passing clouds. Do not fear the darkness, it is where I hang the stars. Do not chase the dawn, it will find you when you are still. Be like me. Vast, patient, forgiving. Let your mind be sky, open enough to hold both sorrow and joy. The sky is the scripture of the infinite. And for the first time, humanity listens again. O great Mother Earth, O flowing water, O burning fire, O whispering wind, O eternal sky, forgive my forgetfulness, forgive my blindness. I chased you everywhere while you lived in everything I touched. I searched for you in words while you were in every breath. Today I remember, I am not apart from you.